Hi there, I'm Henry, and welcome back to TechnoPoverty. Still flying solo, co-host out, but tonight we're starting Resident Evil Requiem while talking through Søren Kierkegaard's The Present Age. Ooh, and we got the spooky music coming in with the spooky man. That is good to go. Oh, I thank you, Mask for Mask. My birthday was yesterday. Josh says previously on TechnoPoverty, Henry single-handedly saved France. Sadly, no clip moon was visible and his whereabouts are unknown. Yes, the Ghost Bro Burns did do that. I was waiting for some editing stuff to wrap, TBH. Hello, if this is your first time here at TechnoPoverty, every Monday and Thursday, 7:30 p.m. CST, we play video games as an excuse to read books. Read books as an excuse to play video games. Bounce the two off of each other with my co-host as well as you, the chat. In making this discussion of the materials, we kind of just bounce things off each other, talk about what's going on currently in pop culture, and go places with it. Anyways, I was saying a bit during the pre-roll that I wasn't too hot on Søren Kierkegaard's The Present Age, on the death of rebellion. There's some valid stuff in it. I think I'm going to read some quotes, and then we'll get into the Resident Evil and just start rolling with it. But up front, I haven't read something like this in a moment. I'm typically focused on like narrative fiction or like journalistic nonfiction, which is still in a sense narrative. At the outset, I just want to say, I feel a lot of this kind of writing is meant to be ostentatious. It's meant to be quoted. Whereas a lot of the narrative stuff I go to or gravitate towards because it's made to be felt, and it's sort of channeling the psychological and emotional aspects of the human brain more so than being this didactic thing meant to be quoted and reiterated. And I find that a bit ironic given the content of what Kierkegaard's going on about. In broad strokes, not only is he trying to be a bit ostentatious and quotable with his writing, I think while he identifies some very clearly correct ways in which the public is created by the press and there's a paralyzing sense of judgment in place of action under a sort of classically liberal economy or industrial state, he notes a sort of cultural paralysis that I think is a real phenomenon created by certain structural conditions. I do think a lot of it's grounded in some questionable ethics and morality, and also a sense of nostalgia that I don't think quite holds true. We were talking about Frederick Jameson's cognitive mapping last session, and there's two things in that session I think we want to carry over while talking about Kierkegaard tonight, but that's first off, Cornel West asked Jameson, is conceptual cognitive mapping, like, isn't it a bit repressive or authoritarian to want to, like, control the whole imaginary in a singular sense? In this way, I think Kierkegaard's also making vague, vast generalizations about the whole cultural imaginary that just don't hold up, or see, this is the thing. He kind of does this thing, especially near the end of the essay, where he's like, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. At least I said it. And I guess there's some merit to like him acting with passion in that way. But I don't know, the point still seems very, very caked in like well, I'm just the guy talking sort of retreat from earnesty. It's almost kind of I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say, though, as far as being hard on Kierkegaard goes, before I keep going, because I'm going to rag on him a lot tonight. He has a quote here. This was cited in the intro to the version of the text I was reading, where he says, "Better well hung than ill wed." And I agree with being well hung rather than ill wed, I guess. No, he's not talking about that. What he's talking about is he'd rather somebody drag him like earnestly and sincerely and really like tear apart what he's doing than to just be complimentary and going with it. Well, howdy, partner. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be tearing into Kierkegaard tonight. Because something you want to keep in mind is this was written in 1846. He's on the verge of witnessing a few different revolutions, both in Europe and a civil war in America, as far as like action happening, and as far as there being passionate tensions about to be unleashed. I don't think his nostalgia holds up, but I do think he identifies, again, a paralyzing mechanism within the superstructure. Also, let me know if the Resident Evil's too loud over the reading. I'm going to crank it down while we get to these quotes here. It would therefore be very difficult to prosecute the present generation in view of its legal quibbles. In fact, its ability, virtuosity, and good sense consist in trying to reach a judgment and a decision without ever going as far as action. If one may say of the revolutionary period that it runs wild, one would have to say of the present that it runs badly. Between them, the individual and his generation always bring each other to a standstill, with the result that the prosecuting attorney would find it next to impossible to get any fact admitted, because nothing really happens. To judge from innumerable indications, one would conclude that something quite exceptional had either just happened or was just about to happen. Yet any such conclusion would be quite wrong. Indications are, indeed, the only achievements of the age, and its skill and inventiveness is in constructing fascinating illusions. Its bursts of enthusiasm, using a deceitful escape, some form projected to change of form, must be rated as high in the scale of cleverness and of the negative use of strength as the passionate creative energy of the revolution in the corresponding scale of energy. But the present generation, wearied by its chimerical efforts, relapses into complete indolence. Its condition is that of a man who has only fallen asleep towards morning. First of all come great dreams, then a feeling of laziness, and finally a witty or clever excuse for remaining in bed. See, that... There's a paralysis he's talking about in terms of, you know, everybody wants to judge but not act. And I think he's identifying a very interesting byproduct of the meritocracy, where since there's a meritocratic goal as like an individual to be the best of a type of moral mold, in this case like maybe dictated by Christianity, dictated by the market, participation, success, etc., you know, whatever the variable of the age is, To just call it indolent is interesting to me. There's a level of personal blame for something it seems to be a reaction to a current change in economics, is what I'm getting at. There's a bit of a Shriver thing going on here that I'm curious about, as far as like, is this the first time kids were too indolent? Nobody wants to work anymore. That kind of a thing. I know that's not strictly what he's saying, but there's a Protestant work ethic, a religious work ethic thing at play here that I find questionable, and I'm going to read more because I do think it comes into light with some of the direct statements of the text that there's, you'll see. Oh no, not my controller. A revolutionary age is an age of action. Ours is the age of advertisement and publicity. Nothing ever happens, but there's an immediate publicity everywhere. Nothing ever happens, Anon. What an original meme, wow. In the present age, a rebellion is, of all things, the most unthinkable. Such an expression of strength would be seen ridiculous to the calculating intelligence of our times. On the other hand, a political virtuoso might bring off of a feat almost as remarkable. He might write a manifesto suggesting a general assembly at which people should decide upon a rebellion. Yeah, they were only writing manifestos in France and Italy in the mid-1800s, huh? And it would be so carefully worded that even a censor would let it pass. At the meeting itself, he would be able to create the impression that his audience had rebelled, after which they would all go quietly home. Having spent a very pleasant evening among other young men of today, a profound and prodigious learning is almost unthinkable. They would find it ridiculous. On the other hand, a scientific virtuoso might draw up a subscription form outlining an all-embracing system, which he purported to write, and, what is more, in such a way that the reader would feel he had already read the system. For the age of encyclopedist, when men wrote gigantic folios with unremitting pains, is gone. Now is the turn of those lightweight encyclopedists who, en passant, deal with all the sciences and the whole of existence. I think he's describing the thing he's doing. I'm not trying to be snarky about it, but it's just, by the end of the essay, the way he says, I may be wrong, I may be right, but I said it, it kind of is this affirming, I committed my chatter to paper and I bravely posted it. But then there's so many instances within the text itself where I question, like, aren't you against chatter? Don't you want, like, there's a whole section where he talks about the person who is wisest and, like, most introspective is the one who can sit in silence and doesn't always have to be talkative. And yet, I don't know, the reiteration of his point through direct essay-like language and the insistence that these words are worth publishing kind of betrays the sort of point. I don't know, there's a weird stoic hypocrisy thing going on there that I don't know what to make of, guys. I just have so many questions. Equally unthinkable among the young men of today is a truly religious renunciation of the world, adhered to with a daily self-denial. On the other hand, almost any theological student is capable of something far more wonderful. He could found a society with the sole object of saving all those who are lost. The age of great and good actions is past. The present age is an age of anticipation when even recognition is received in advance. No one is satisfied with doing something definite. Everyone wants to feel flattered by reflection with the illusion of having discovered at the very least a new continent. Like a young man who decides to work for his examination in all earnest from September 1st, and in order to strengthen his resolution decides to take a holiday during August, so the present generation seems, though this is decidedly more difficult to understand, to have made a solemn revolution that the next generation should set to work seriously. And in order to avoid disturbing or delaying the next generation, the present attends to the banquets. Only there is a difference. The young man understands himself in the lightheartedness of youth, whereas our generation is serious, even at the banquets. The seriousness at the banquets. I would like chat, if you could look up something for me. Kierkegaard. Yeah, boy, I hate indolence, don't I? I just want my lasagna, and I hate my indolent youths. Got his ass. What's up, Crudler? Haven't seen you in a moment. Also, guys, I swear we will get to Resident Evil 9. It's funny, this one snuck up on me, but I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so I might just be totally arrested by it once we start, and the reading will be complete nonsense in my brain. But I guess it's a place and time thing for him, because he's talking about how, like, there's serious talk even at the banquets. But as you can see, there's these grand sweeping generalizations as far as, like, what everybody's doing and what the affliction is everyone. And, like, I'm pretty sure it happened after 1846, but before 1864. Bleeding Kansas, John Brown, the American Civil War. There was a failed German Revolution sometime within that window as well, if not before this. The French had been fighting for a while. The Italians were going to form a republic. I'm not the biggest historian, but I just feel like there's a very narrow scope of vision with what this Danish man is telling me are, like, these grand universals. And that's a bit of my problem at times with theory. And again, to bring up Frederick Jameson from last session, the reason he feels aesthetics are the alley of cognitive mapping for priority rather than, like, critical theory, critical sciences, is because of that felt emotional and logistical sense at the individual level. Like, to the extent that the individual can self-insert or imagine themselves within a context, that happens within an emotional, psychological narrative framework. Here, as you can tell with my sort of arguments with the text, I feel like I'm yelling at the author. And, like, yes, it is an essay. It is a different form and format. I'm not trying to, like, CinemaSins it for not being a book. It's just funny to me to see Jameson's both having some of the same issues as Kierkegaard with the generalization stuff and the scope of pluralism maybe not being so wide. And the aesthetics versus sciences stuff. Fascinating connections already at the start of the summer here. There are two things I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. Yeah, serious talks at the banquets is the most bougie phrase I've heard in a while. That's right, Ja. I had to start laughing at this stuff. Again, let's hang the man well instead of just being like, yeah, sure, you're old, you're respectable. This gets back to what we were talking about with Walter Benjamin and some of the constants throughout all the programming is, to hold Kierkegaard in respect and to be afraid of being like, well, maybe he's just super smart and I'm wrong. That's that distancing aestheticism of like the fascist mechanic, of like the traditional, like putting the past into irrelevance just to assume it's good in that way and to like build that kind of mythology. That's where you start building the really shitty John Waynes. Honestly, I got really, really frustrated with some of the tone of the European guy making huge generalizations, and I wanted to throw in some stuff. There's an example he uses of a grandfather clock being off and telling time, and like my frustrations with what I was feeling and what I wanted to get the opposite of, along with the specific example. I've added more stuff to the Summer Scramble stack besides what I originally put on the Patreon. So just to give you a heads up, at some point we'll be going through The Piano Lesson by August Wilson. It's a real short play, so it's like 100 pages long, but it is a play, so you can breeze through it in an afternoon, just sit there for an hour or two. You can do it. Yeah, Mask for Mask. This has been, it's fun in that sense. This is going to be a great, like, volatile start to the summer, because, like, by, like, bitching and complaining about Kierkegaard, it's going to inform kind of the order we do the other works, and also, we're not immediately going to The Piano Lesson is the thing. We're actually going to lean kind of into the horror stuff I have lined up as we play Resident Evil. So I know I mentioned it before, but as the shore to the tide, so blood calls to blood by Karlo Yeager Rodriguez is going to be the direct next thing I read. And then I'm not sure. I have Black Flame here by Gretchen Felker-Martin. And I also have Shane, which I want to throw on because I both suspect Leon S. Kennedy and all his masculine bravado will have a lot of overlap with Shane. And I think Shane falls in line with a lot of what we've been talking about as far as like John Wayne and playing Player 2 in Super Mario Bros. Goes. The American need for the gun as solution. So yeah, that's kind of on the horizon. But let's get back to Kierkegaard for a bit. We will get to Resident Evil 9 eventually. A passionate, tumultuous age will overthrow everything, pull everything down, but a revolutionary age, that is at the same time reflective and passionless, transforms that expression of strength into a feat of dialectics. It leaves everything standing, but cunningly empties it of significance. Instead of culminating in a rebellion, it reduces the inward reality of all relationships to a reflective tension, which leaves everything standing, but makes the whole of life ambiguous. So that everything continues to exist factually, whilst by a dialectical deceit, providivissime, it supplies a secret interpretation, that it does not exist. Morality is character. Character is that which is engraved. But in the sand and the sea have no character, and neither has abstract intelligence, for character is really inwardness. Immorality, as energy, is also character. But to be neither moral nor immoral is merely ambiguous, and ambiguity enters into life when the qualitative distinctions are weakened by gnawing reflection. The revolt of the passions is elemental. Okay, no, really, but like, this is pretty crystal mommy, right? I mean, the revolt of the passions is elemental. The dissolution brought about by ambiguity is a silent sorites that goes on night and day. The distinction between good and evil is invenerated by a superficial, superior, and theoretical knowledge of evil, and by supercilious cleverness, which is aware that goodness is neither appreciated nor worthwhile in this world, that it is tantamount to stupidity. No one is any longer carried away by the desire for good to perform great things. No one is precipitated by evil into atrocious sins, and so there is nothing for either the good or the bad to talk about. And yet, for that very reason, people gossip all the more, since ambiguity is tremendously stimulating and much more verbose than rejecting over goodness or repentance over evil. a big question I really have is like, what does he want people to do? They're just like, they're gossiping too much. They're discerning too much. I think there's something to this sort of totalitarian or authoritarian firmware undergirding the sort of economic arrangement we're entering to at that point in time, where, you know, the imperial economic apparatus does require a sort of authoritarian fealty to a leader, and so there's like a meritocratic apparatus in place. This is where you start, you know, getting formalized education, systems of school, grading people, the appearance of a meritocracy. People start wanting to perform for the nation. They start wanting to perform for their state. As we were looking at in All Quiet on the Western Front, people were afraid of being cowards. They would enlist in the army for reasons like this. This is, you know, sort of a macro-structural intention that the state is starting to arrange and incentivize so that people feel the need to stop and perform and be, you know, good little citizens. Foucault's going to write a fuck ton on this. But to me, Kierkegaard's just blaming individuals for this. He's calling them too lazy, too indolent, like they're too stupid for not thinking on their own about this. Again, David Foster Wallace, we can't all just be watching TV and thinking really hard about what Stanley Kubrick movies mean, man. All right, I'm actually going to skip that citation because I think we're ready to get to the sort of last citation I have for the first block of quotes we're going through. I went through the whole 60-page essay. I do have extended notes, but I do have little notes where I'm like, okay, I've read enough quotes, take a break, play the game. We can get back to it in part 2. But this is kind of the part that made me the most skeptical of where the author's coming from. If I'm going very harsh on him right now, I do want to note that in the middle to the end of the essay, he starts saying things that both kind of conflict with earlier setups, but also, like, again, he identifies that paralysis mechanism quite well. But I just want to point out that he says, the dialectic of antiquity tended towards leadership, the great individual and the masses, the free man and the slaves. So far, the dialectic of Christendom tends towards representation. The majority sees itself in its representative and is set free by the consciousness that is the majority which is represented, a sort of self-consciousness. The dialectic of the present age tends towards equality, and its most logical, though mistaken, fulfillment is leveling, as the negative unity of the negative reciprocity of all individuals. Too much negative equality. See, there's a nugget in here that just really strikes me as like it's ungodly to be communist because you're forcing equality, which is against God's plan, and people should be freed up to be their most like organically natural evolutionary banging, like free to reign. Like there's a bit of a Christian libertarian thing going on there because, as I mentioned a few moments ago, there's a lot of analysis that he then boils down to individuated like indolence. There's not quite, you know, we're not quite at full-on Marxism or like structural critique or postmodern critique yet. He's seeing things, he's just maybe not quite using the right kind of x-ray machine. But I wanted to stop there just to leave that for a moment. Let's see what our friends in the Resident Evil franchise are up to, folks. Curious to get back to that sweet, sweet Umbrella Corporation. I don't even fully know the plot of this one. Yes, Ja, the leveling talk super frustrated me. All right. Let's rock and roll. Ooh. For classic, limited autosaves and ink ribbons are required to save. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's try classic mode. To 2040? Of course we'd be withdrawing from a treaty.
Coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Remwood Hotel. Look. I know that's where your mother was murdered. And I know it'll be upsetting for you.
Yeah, that's...
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Confront that fear head on. Grace, I won't force you to go. But do you think you can do this for me? Investigate that crime scene and report back to me with your findings.
If anything, you think that bar her from the case, right?
That's all for now.
The Remwood Hotel. Blue. What up, D. Hamels Mammal?
Oh, sorry.
Where is the inversion button?
What is it? I need you to handle
It should be around here.
Where are we going?
the restaurant. Do I sound like
He's a kiss ass who goofs off while we do all the damn work.
So, what happened with the missus?
Oh man, she was pissed. She forgave me in the end.
Oh, that's not it? Okay. Cool.
No way. I swear, I'll never do it.
All right, so we got missing ladies in this hotel. Oh no, gang, yellow tape. It's a bad game.
And this? Hey, that's a restricted area. You can't go in there.
Why?
It's an active crime scene.
Oh, right. Sorry. Just a second.
Are you FBI?
Yeah.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's the 5th one now, right? I heard they all have the same weird bruises. So you think it's something infectious or terrorism or... Why else would the FBI be investigating, right? Hey, are you with me?
Oh, there might be answers inside.
Yeah, sure, right. Be careful in there. Whole building's condemned. Word is they're finally gonna bring the whole place down.
Interesting location. I like it.
Why am I even here?
Oh, cool. What city is this where there's just this decayed off dead zone of old buildings? Can I open the door? Do I get any kind of flashlight? Yeah, sure, why not? Just in the dark. September 28th, 2026. This happens in the future, eh? Several days in the restroom. Stoneville Hospital, eh? Survivors of the raccoon incident. Delayed exposure, eh? Alright, cool. No flashlight though. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't use the gun yet. Actually, yeah. Has anyone else played this who's here right now? I really hope Grace isn't like too depowered. I'm not a big fan of like amnesia style horror games where you don't have a lot of choice in how to confront things and it's a lot of like running away and on rails type set pieces. I really don't want that to be Grace's segments. I already read the investigation report. You're running a counter to first jump scare? Okay, yeah. I'm curious if anything will actually get me in here. I mean, let's see. Gang, do you think the game will make me cry? Bonus bet, cry out of fear or cry out of emotional sadness for the drama of the thing? What's that, footprints? Is there someone moving around or something? Oh shit, okay. Does that count? I think that's like half of one, but maybe not a full one. I did an oh shit, but I didn't like scream. I think it has to make me surrender, like total control, where I just like, oh crap. Maybe. Private Pile, is that you? Oh no. Yeah, I think it has to be like an enemy surprise level scare or something. Something to that extent. It has to be more ludological. Oh man. Sure. Can I flush it or fish for anything? Ooh. I'm being watched, eh? Room 204, let's talk. I found an old key.
Who's there? What do I do?
Yeah, the game's telling me, I know. Okay. I'm trying to contextualize in my mind. Grace has never like encountered zombies, right? She's not a Resident Evil protagonist from a previous game who's done that. She's Ethan's daughter, if I remember correctly. The lore. So yeah, this is all new and terrifying to her. She's not a Jill or a Chris or a Claire. Cool. I'm not sure how I feel about her breathing. It's a little annoying to me if I'm, whoop, whoop. That was good though. Rinwood Hotel has been welcoming guests from all walks of life since opening its doors in 1928. Experience the warm embrace of nearly a century's worth of history, along with Rinwood's time-honored traditions. Oh man. It's just like a dog. Oh man, not spiders. Got spiders, got bumps in the night. Notice of closure to all employees. Following the recent incident, management has been working hard to restore public trust. Unfortunately, due to the extent of the damage, it's unclear if it will be possible to reopen. Consequently, it is with great regret that we must announce the official closure of the Rinwood Hotel. We apologize greatly for the impact this may have on you and your families. Wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude for your support and hard work by having brought to the long-standing business. Oh, I thought there was going to be a body there for a moment. Yes. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, it may be my headphones doing that, but like, no, the positional audio is excellent. Nothing. Like, I'm like, oh man, not the things going bump bump, but also like the direction of the bump bump noises. Oh man, I hear it. Cool. That was creepy. All right. Right, Jaw? I need like wire cutters, I guess. Oh shit.
Shit.
That one's a little jumpy. A little jumpy. Got another oh shit out of me. Counted as a micro scare. Well, this sucks. What is this, Silent Hill? What is this, Jacob's Ladder? Joshua's Tree? Norman's Mailer? All right. Hell's Razor? Apocalypse is Now? Donnie's Darko? You can't sleep on this. Oh. Just my pictures, my stalker. Oh no, they were trying to bait me here the whole time. Blair's Witch? Some sort of Elmer's Fudd? Here we go. We're playing a contemporary Netflix series. There is no linearity anymore.
Well, if you're gonna work so late.
Get some sleep, eh?
I'm almost done, just a sec.
What am I gonna do with you?
What you always do? Nag at me until I go to bed?
Oh, it's really coming down hard.
Mom, phone. Mom.
It's right beside you.
Hello?
It's Ashcroft?
Yes.
I mean, I know it's 8 years ago, but would they have a corded phone?
Who was it?
Didn't I?
Right, Ashcroft.
Yes, from Miss Ashcroft, and then they hung up on me.
Rude.
What the?
They're coming. Grace, we need to go.
Go where? Mom, what's going on?
Hurry.
Wait, who's coming? What's wrong?
Shh. We need to keep our voices down.
This is ridiculous.
Come on.
Tell me what's going on.
Now is not the time.
Okay.
Stay close.
Mom, wait!
Grace, come on, keep moving.
I'm coming!
Grace, hurry. Keep moving.
so sorry about the power outage.
What happened?
Oh, it's probably the electrical panel. It's 40 years old, so it doesn't take much to trip it. It's really no excuse, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Don't worry.
I should have it fixed soon. I just need to find my...
Wow.
What the hell,
No, Grace. No. Grace, stay close to me.
I wish I was paid by Hollywood, Ja.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on? Mom, what are you doing?
Something important.
Remember the picture, 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 picture. Okay.
What did you hide behind that painting?
I'll explain later.
Ja, wait, were you counting the stab and suffocate as a scare? Because I didn't really feel that was like a jump scare. Or are you talking about when the deer head fell? Because I count the deer head as like a half scare. I want like a real like, oh shit, oh no, oh no, oh no, like terror, regret. Me just making a mistake mechanically, like interactively with the thing.
Hello? Yes, I want to report a murder. No, murders.
Grace.
The Renwood Hotel. Yes. Hurry, please.
Oh no, my daughter talks to
police are on their way.
cops.
Oh, God. Mom, I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Grace. Grace, look at me. Grab my hands. Okay, look at me. Look at me. In. And out. Breathe in. And out. Oh, Grace. I promise you, I will explain this all to you one of these days.
That's good sweat effects. Just, yeah.
Grace.
Can't believe I'm saying that during this melodrama, but I mean,
Never forget that.
What are you talking about?
kind of surprised with how this one's starting.
I love you.
I love you too. Mom, I'm scared.
No. We need to find a way out of here now.
But we don't have any of our stuff,
We
Mom.
can come back for it later, Grace.
I don't.
Oh shit.
Found you.
So sorry.
What's your fault? Why is it your fault?
Who is this? I need to get out of here.
Yeah, there's some good elements to this score, like running through the background in the surround sound headphones mode. This is great. That's great. On a technical level, this is very impressive. This is suffering from something I haven't really dug that they've been doing since 7, where they're like, there's these very slow-moving tutorial intros. It's not that they're tutorials, it's that they're doing a lot of cinematic storytelling, and I'm not sure to what end that's necessary. 7, it pays off with like the dinner table scene. So who knows, we'll go here and see. But I mean, it's almost comical the way your family gets destroyed at the beginning of 8 in this process. This one seems pretty prolonged. What time of day did she wander in here? Like, the cops saw her go in, right? Cool. Creepy in a really nice way. Like, there would be another officer with her or anything? Alright, let's go find that photo Mom hid shit behind. It was over down this way. It's just the local junkies. They need a place to sleep too. I saw that thing. Yeah, I can move this shit though, now that I have the special knowledge. So this has just been back here for 8 years and it survived the fire. I'm trying not to be harsh on it, but it's this sort of paradox of storytelling where, like, the more time the thing wants me to slow down with it, I'm not going to be like, oh, video game supposed to be fast. This is bad because it's slow. I'm like, no, I accept this it's slow, so I will contemplate what it's trying to feed me, but then it does kind of fall apart under the scrutiny of taking it seriously. And, you know, within that tension is where, you know, the tragic turns into camp or the intentional turns into farce. Okay, October 17th, 2018. Yeah, dude, it was 2018 and they had a corded phone, you're telling me? Work has settled down. We're heading to a new town the day after tomorrow. I'm thankful my freelance work allows me to work anywhere, but I'm worried about Grace. It's difficult for her to make friends when we're constantly on the move. Maybe we can spend a little more time in the next town. Oh, I got hiccups, apologies. October 18th, 2018. I finished some research and stopped in a cafe where I noticed a hooded man. I could have sworn he was watching me. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. October 19th, 2018. Saw the hooded man again. He's definitely following me. We only just got here, but I think we should move on. I can't really think happened to Grace. Am I playing Clock Tower? There's just going to be a hooded man. Is there a key in there? Oh. A computer disk. Cool.
Sorry, officer. What's wrong?
Something stung.
Are you okay?
Grace, we're gonna have to shoot him.
What do I do?
Oof.
Come on! I'm stuck! Oh, wait! What are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying.
Get away! Get away from me! Oh, shit! Stay away!
Well, damn.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
What up, nerdy dog mom? I just got bit by this dude.
Is anyone there?
I think she has magic blood that's gonna like not zombify her for some reason, and that's why she's protagonist girl. If her last name's Ashford, given other Resident Evil lore, we'll see. I mean, her mom, we did see her mom murdered for mysterious reasons, so.
Hello?
Oh no.
It hasn't been easy. But after much effort, here we finally are.
Who are you?
I'm the one who planted that body. I'm the one that brought you here. I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one.
See?
Miss Ashcroft.
What is that ring?
We have so much to do.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others?
Well, same black blotches.
And it's not post-mortem lividity.
No. No, this is different.
Cool guy,
6
Leon time.
6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. No, it's not.
That's right, Lady
But
Gaga's
I
apprentice.
have
The
something
Dallas
for you.
police are on the
The
job.
team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon,
Who is he?
a former T-virus researcher. Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the 5th body was found. You there, Leon?
Damn, that glove.
I'm here.
You okay?
He's aged.
Some of the edges. Check it out.
You almost there?
Just about. Stuck in traffic. You've got to be shitting me.
What's going on? Is she okay?
Well, she's fine. I'm just taking her home.
Damn. Okay. For a moment, I was like, he's gonna start blasting people?
Leon, what's your sit rep?
I'm going after Victor.
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Whoa. Hey, what the hell, lady?
Help me!
You okay? What are you doing?
Oh, jeez.
Get Brentwood locked down.
What? Is it something to do with Victor?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
cool,
the one
okay.
for all the excitement. Shit.
Got that herb, alright. Where's the dude? Oh shit. Oh shit. Wow. Okay.
Can't let him get away.
It's like bowling. Alright. That is so silly. Alright. Alright. What up, Captain Quasar? Thanks for joining. Totally understand. I'm extremely blind. I haven't seen anything. I didn't watch any trailers. I knew vaguely it was going to be split between Leon and Ashcroft. I already forgot her first name. Oh my god. Where am I going?
Leon, have you located Victor?
No, I lost him. Back to square one.
Not necessarily. Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. The Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center. I'll send you the address.
Oh no.
Leon, we're running out of time.
Right, because Leon was in Raccoon City as well. It seems everybody who's in Raccoon City's got some sort of delayed response decay going on. Is Jill okay? Technology. Oh.
Oh, yes.
Began blood extraction, checked pulse, no abnormalities, Mr. Dexafil, condition stable. Yeah, dude, they want my blood. That's a lot of blood.
Where the hell am I?
Ooh, no flashlight. All right. Power and radius, huh? It'll smash and draw attention. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Okay. Creepy. Is this door anything? No, okay. Right. Yeah, I need the fuse, got it. Sweet, key, makes sense. Something gonna be over here. I'm assuming I'm going to want to maybe turn off the light to hide from things at some point. Throw bottles to distract them and then run down the hall. It seems that way. Nice, a lighter. I am on classic difficulty, so I do have to save at typewriters manually. I feel like I'm about to get my first enemy encounter that I can really lose. Oh my god, what was that? Let's do it. All right. Oh, I need a tool to open the fuse box. Got it. Oh, okay. Monster in the hall? I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. Ooh. Harriet Jones, Shadow Ghost. Have you seen the Shadow Ghost hiding in the dark? Oh, wow. This book is going to fuck me up, isn't it? Have you seen the Shadow Ghost hiding in the dark? Nope, I'm just gonna close it. Nah, I'm gonna read it. Yeah, I do wonder that about the flashing white lights warning too. I didn't realize this game was gonna be so intense with it. I'm not sure if there's a flag in Twitch for that. I'll have to look at my dashboard. Have you seen the Shadow Ghost staying from the light? Have you seen the Shadow Ghost? Because she's been watching you. Okay. Stay in the light. Okay. Okay. The Shadow Ghost. Holding hands. Oh, it's swallowing them. Another half jump scare, maybe. Screwdriver's now in the toolbox in the nurse's station. The sewing kit's text blurred and illegible. Alright, but the screwdriver's in the toolbox in the nurse's station. Where's the nurse's station? Do I have to go back to the dark area? I probably have to go back to the dark area and use my light to look for the toolbox at the nurse's station. I assume the shadow monster is going to kill me. We will be taking a break soon, folks. The battery does need to be swapped. I'm getting quite spooked. Perhaps I need to change my pants. Oops. Yeah, let's go down this way. See what's up. Can't do anything with that. Toolbox, nurse's station. Oh shit. Okay, it's just a body. Just a body.
He's dead.
Okay. Can I take that key off his tie?
Infected.
Oh. 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 Whoa. Hi there. Buddy, what? Oh, you're the Shadow Man. All right. I'm gonna run for the light. Yeah, let's... There we go. Okay, okay. Okay. All right, so this is a bit different than just... Okay.
What the hell was that thing?
Got him. It was the monster, Grace. It's the shadow monster. Ah, fuck. Okay. How do I tell when it's coming for me? And where's that body? Because I need that key. Okay, cool. Cool.
This looks important. Oh, maybe...
Okay, so I'm guessing if after a certain amount of time I don't go back into the light. Yeah, okay. I'm probably gonna die. I'm gonna botch this so hard. I'm curious how the shadow monster, unless he's like stalking in the shadows, not necessarily. Okay, yeah.
This way.
Okay. It's the baby. It's the fucking baby. Yep. Okay. So does he see me? Yes? No? Okay. But is he gonna come this way? How much light's too much for the... Yeah. Can they watch TV? There we go. Come on. Hey, buddy. Do you see me? You do. Okay. With my luck, the power's gonna go out, huh? I mean, there's a lamp here for that very reason, 3-2. Okay, come on. Or not, okay. So I'm gonna run for that nurse's thing. Right here.
Can't hurt to pick some.
Hey, yep. Hey, cool. Oh shit, okay. How much damage does Shadow Monster do to me if I get hit by it? Is it a one and done, it eats me kind of deal? That's kind of my question. Is there a typewriter over here I can waste my ink ribbon on? I don't think so. Okay. All right. Oh, I guess I can unlock that door if I move stuff around. So here's what I was realizing as I was shuffling around. I was wondering why there were so many empty drawers, because you know, video games are so utilitarian in the sense of like, if something's openable, it has a function. Like, because you can do this, you're going to need to do this to like solve the puzzle. That's kind of the overrating kind of like logic or kind of genre shorthand. But if there's empty drawers, if there's dead-end drawers, you spend way more time shuffling around in the dark, potentially not getting to certain objects. And I like how that adds a certain amount of dread to your item quest, because you've seen me play other Resident Evil games and Resident Evil-like games where I do this thing called corner licking. You know, the logic of it being like, well, if I go into a screen and I just mash the action button and find all the shinies, I will open up all the prerequisite paths and choice logic gates to like make the game complete. But here, it's like, no, don't do that. You're wasting time. You're wasting too much time. The Shadow Man's gonna get you. I really like the way that works. All right. I need to run down the hall and open up this room that's in complete darkness, and then the save room, which is in light. Oh wait, this is all lit up as well, right? I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out what happens, gang. Here we go. I do have healing items. I did get healing items. Look, there's... Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. Okay, I just loop around then. I just loop around. It is fine. If I just keep going this way and it keeps chasing me, boom, loop around. Oh shit, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that, but I can close the door. Oh no. Oh no. Why did I turn the light off in that hall? I thought I was going to turn on the light in the hall I was in, but no, it turned the light off at the end of the hall. Well, I got the fuse. I can make it... Okay. No, dude, is this behind me? No, that's good. That makes it easier to get away. Not only does it make it easier to get away, but I can do this. I can do that. I can keep doing this. Don't look back. Don't look back. I'm Orpheus. Don't look back. Keep doing this. Flip this on. Flip this on. Get close. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. R1. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad a punishment. Not too bad a punishment. You know, it's the first enemy encounter in the game. I'm really just familiarizing myself with the territory. This doesn't work. It doesn't seem to work. All right. So let's just run for it then. Let's use our key item.
Come on, come on, come on, come on!
Yeah, okay. Poor baby. Oh no. What is this Lisa Trevor's tragic backstory? No, ow. Damn, okay. Back to cool guy Leon. Now that we're done playing Victim Simulator Grace. Leon Rhodes Hill. Got it. Got it, game. I don't know if it's really necessary whenever they add in the like Sherry Birkin sneaking missions or the momentary depowered situations. I get that it's kind of like a narrative rhythm thing and a contrast thing, but I don't know, they're always a bit of a slog. What a mansion!
Mr. Kennedy, welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
Has he now?
Funny. I don't remember getting an invitation.
Well, he's waiting for you.
Can't have that, can we?
Follow me, please.
Lead the way. So how long have you worked for Dr. Gideon?
Not long. I just recently joined the team.
All right, before we investigate this care center, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna stand up, stretch, rehydrate, treat my skeleton and my knees kindly, as well as my neck. Smoke them if you got them, of course. We're gonna cut to that beautiful little bumper screen. You all take a gander at Barney. We're gonna take a quick 15 to 20, that sounds so long. We're gonna take a break, folks. It's 9:22, we're gonna swap out the battery. We're gonna learn more about the mysterious shadow monster we're running from, I'm sure. Hopefully, we'll do some traditional Resident Evil searching and shooting as Leon. Be back soon. Alright, hello, what is up? We are back with more Resident Evil 9 and Kierkegaard's The Current Age here on TechnoPoverty. So part of the Summer Scramble is the very improvisational nature of mixing and matching these short books with these contemporary games, but I do think what Kierkegaard identifies as these sort of paralyzing, referential, kind of reminiscent, nostalgic, the forces that prevent action that he identifies in the present age. I think as we make it through games this summer and I play some corporate big IP games like Resident Evil, which is a huge old Capcom project, and some indie stuff such as Silksong, Pipistrello, Pseudo Regalia, we're gonna see some contrast in methods of modes of storytelling and approach to mechanical design between those indie productions and these big corporate productions. And I think within that margin, within that gap between those two, we can start seeing how maybe a governing market ethos incentivizes certain behaviors at certain scales. And relate that to Kierkegaard in a productive way, because again, there are productive things he says. He's just a bit nostalgic, and kids are too indolent these days. And I understand he wasn't existing at a time when there was the internet and he could read all kinds of other thoughts and see all kinds of other observations and more thoroughly like ground his theory and shit. But it's just white European, a Danish dude making grand Eurocentric generalizations about the whole of the human population in the 1800s. Not the most well-rounded perspective on the human species coming out of that angle. I'm about to really rag on this nerd, but trust me, I did find reading this essay productive. It was short enough to where I do, as always, encourage you to read these things on your own. As always, we're here to converse and kind of talk about these things. We are not here to substitute or replace them. Do not make the mistake of thinking hearing me talk at all about this is the same as ingesting the text for yourself. Anyways, let's see what Kierkegaard had to say about a time he saw a bar fight. I find this very funny and conflicting with other accounts about fairness and passion he later goes on to in the essay. I was once the witness of a street fight in which three men. I was once the witness of a street fight in which three men most shamefully set upon a fourth. The crowd stood and watched them with indignation. Expressions of disgust began to enliven the scene. Then several of the onlookers set on one of the three assailants and knocked him down and beat him. The avengers had, in fact, applied precisely the same rules as the offenders. If I may be allowed to do so, I will introduce my own unimportant self into the story and continue. This motherfucker. Oh, if I may insert my unimportant self, just little old me, into the story. I just feel that's reflective of what today might be like I'm just a small bean, how could I be culpable for anything? Please abdicate me of responsibility, but also please read my words, they're very important. I think this is what Orson Welles hated about Woody Harrelson. Anyways, let's continue on. So he saw 3 dudes jumping a dude, and then the crowd got mad, and so 3 dudes singularly jumped the dudes jumping the dudes. So, you know, sort of a tit-for-tat escalation of violence there. If I may be allowed to do so, I will introduce my own unimportant self into this story and continue. I went up to one of the Avengers and tried by argument to explain to him how illogical his behavior was, but it seemed quite impossible for him to discuss the question. He could only repeat that which such a rascal richly deserved to have 3 people against him. So the dude's like, yeah, buddy, you get what you get what you give, and just the idea of Kierkegaard going by, but logically, that seems mean. Like, weren't you talking about needing passion and needing action? And here 3 men in a crowd stepped up and took action, and you're the dude walking up to him and being like, excuse me, you're acting illogically because, I don't know, quick temperament? Again, it really gets into this cosmology of like Kierkegaard. What do you want people to do? I went up to one of the Avengers and tried by argument to explain to him how illogical his behavior was, but it seemed quite impossible for him to discuss the question. He could only repeat that such a rascal richly deserved to have 3 people against him. The humor of the situation would have been even more apparent to someone who had not seen the beginning of the brawl, and so simply heard not one man saying of another, who was alone, that he was 3 against 1, and heard the remark just when the very reverse was the case, when they were the 3 to 1 against him. In the first place, it was humorous because of the contradiction which it involved, is when the policeman told a man standing in the street to kindly disperse. Secondly, it had all the humor of self-contradiction. But what I learned from it was that I had better give up all hope of putting a stop to that skepticism, lest it should turn upon me. So he just learned to be quiet, which is what the essay is against. No single individual, no outstanding individual in the sense of leadership and conceived according to the dialectical category of fate, will be able to arrest the abstract process of leveling, for it is negatively something higher, and the age of chivalry is gone. Oh no, not chivalry, milady. No society or association can arrest that abstract power, simply because an association is itself in the service of the leveling process. Not even the individuality of the different nationalities can arrest it, for on a higher plane, the abstract process of leveling is a negative representation of humanity pure and unalloyed. So again, the leveling he's talking about is what some reactionaries say in the 1980s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s might use the Borg analogy to describe as like, oh, you're corrupting the intention of letting man unalloyed be free by like forcing an egalitarianism, like I believe in an equality of opportunity, not an equality of outcomes type of deal. The abstract leveling process, that self-combustion of the human race produced by the friction which arises when the individual ceases to exist as singled out by religion, is bound to continue, like a trade wind, and consume everything. Oh no, everybody's going to be leveled. But through it, each individual for himself may receive once more a religious education, and in the highest sense will be helped by the examen rigorisum of the leveling process to an essentially religious attitude. There is something here to the concept I've talked about before about like a secular Protestantism. Again, in the paralyzing mode of reflection he's talking about, people contemplate too much because they're afraid of being wrong. Like they want to exercise judgment without being held accountable for action. there's a nugget of this is a psychological setup under, you know, any kind of meritocratic leaning towards authoritarian setup where, you know, you want to please the leader, like you want to get the good grades in the class, you want to pass for the teacher to an extent. Like, yes, an education apparatus needs a way of testing that people are learning the things right. But what he's saying here about it becoming a religion, it does make me think of the vote blue no matter who type of liberal crackpot realist fealty, to where like, well, if you didn't vote for Kamala, then you must have been for Trump absolutism. There's something like dogmatic and religious in that lensing of things that I think Kierkegaard's sort of tapping towards. But again, the age of chivalry is dead. The past was so much better, and we can just never live up to that. So there's still that fatalism that mars it for me. For the younger men who, however strongly they personally may cling to what they admire as eminent, realize from the beginning that the leveling process is evil in both the selfish individual and in the selfish generation, but that it can also, if they desire it honestly and before God, become the starting point for the highest life. For them, it will indeed be an education to live in the age of leveling. Their age will, in the very highest sense, develop them religiously and at the same time educate them aesthetically and intellectually, because in this way the comic will receive its absolute expression. The highest form of the comic arises precisely when the individual comes directly under the infinite abstraction of pure humanity, without any of those intermediary qualifications which temper and humor of man's position and strengthen its pathos, without any of the concrete particulars of organization which the leveling process destroys. But that, again, is only another expression of the fact that man's only salvation lies in the reality of religion for each individual. So this religion of each individual thing is kind of a tell towards what I've been asking as far as like, what do you want people to do? And truth be told, I'm a little on Kierkegaard's side here with this individual religion thing. I don't think his nostalgic, romantic want for like a chivalrous past return type mentality is what an individual should have. But I do think on a micro level, there's a sort of anarchy in individuals responsible for exercising and understanding like they have to take care of themselves. You know, not in a fuck everyone else, I get mine, society can fuck off, but like, no, in order to be a social participant, like there's some basic tenets of like self-care you need to be doing on yourself so that you can healthily communicate and be in communion with people. I just don't think this whole anti-leveling nonsense is it, Chief. All right, let's move on. I have some other stuff I need to read here. I've been going off on this one particular part for too long. Let's hop ahead a few pages, why don't we? And see, this is something I'm curious about in terms of like, when I mentioned the corporate video game of something like Resident Evil, I'm curious how heavily an indie game won't have literally 3 tutorials. I feel like I still haven't started the game proper. I feel like I did that Grace chapter, I did that Leon bit, and then I did another Grace stuff, and it's still taking its time because I feel it's trying to serve as a drama, like literally in a oh yeah, people are going to sit down and watch this. We can make things real sweaty, realistic, real hypertension. I did like the editing, and the sound design has been top-notch, but it feels like a hybrid of like an interactive Netflix prestige series and a Resident Evil game. And I know Resident Evil games have always like operated on like blockbuster shorthand and narrative cinematic trope, but there's been an economy that this one's lacking. And if I'm to be a bit of a Søren Kierkegaard, be all like, they don't make games like this anymore, or they don't make games like they used to. I know whenever playing Medal of Honor, I was ragging on the modern Mario, over-explaining, you know, people complaining too much that modern games over-explain when Medal of Honor is there giving me 3 pages of explicitly what to do in a level, and that game's 20 years old. This, though, is giving me a very flat, doled-out, inefficient start. And maybe it's because I don't take seriously the drama of the thing, but as we said in the first half, if you're going to slow it down and ask me to pay attention, I will slow down and start paying attention with that fidelity, and it will start making dissonances ring if there are dissonances. This is kind of my issue with the sci-fi film Arrival or the Mike Flanagan series Midnight Mass. But enough of my personal preferences and predilections. Let's get back to readings by Kierkegaard. Throughout many changes, the tendency in modern times has remained a leveling one. These changes themselves have not, however, all of them, been leveling, for they are none of them abstract enough, each having a certain concrete reality. To some extent, it is true that the leveling process goes on when one great man attacks another, so that both are weakened, or when one is neutralized by the other. See, there's kind of an obsession with, like, the great man that I don't quite understand either. Or when, as an association of people, in themselves weak, grow stronger than the eminent. Leveling can also be accomplished by one particular caste, e.g. the clergy, the bourgeois, the peasants, and by the people themselves. But all that is only the first movement of an abstract power within the correctness of the individuality. What he's identifying in this leveling process here, though, is important, though. He does talk about, you know, the press being able to become a group, the clergy, the bourgeois. The public is a fiction is something he starts to get at, which I find fascinating, because he is talking about, like, these hyper-real or these macro objects in terms of, like, well, you have the clergy who are able to, like, put out a statement on something, and then you have the party who's able to state this, and then you have the bourgeois who in turn reply this way. You start abstracting existence and sort of removing the human from the equation. It becomes about these concepts and ideologies being measured and weighed against each other, and in that way, human level participation is obscured. I do think there is something valuable in recognizing that Kierkegaard is on, and I do think that is something worth noting from this essay. A lot of what he talks about with the public and the invention of the public, which I'm sure I'll get to in a moment. I'm realizing how many of these quotes, when read aloud, do get super redundant because you can back me up on this. He talks so fucking much about the leveling process, folks. You think it sounds silly read out loud in your head, it gets even worse. Humanity versus society. Correct, Ja. So let me skip ahead a bit, because I do think I have this fixation on the leveling process myself that the first read through was just really fucking me up with. Okay, here we go. In order that everything should be reduced to the same level, it is first of all necessary to procure a phantom. Its spirit, a monstrous abstraction, an all-embracing something which is nothing, a mirage, and that phantom is the public. It is only in an age which is without passion, yet reflective, that such a phantom can develop itself with the help of the press which itself becomes an abstraction. In times of passion and tumult and enthusiasm, even when a people desire to realize a fruitless idea and lay waste and destroy everything, even then there is no such thing as a public. There are parties and they are concrete. The press, in times such as those, takes on a concrete character according to the division of the parties. But just as sedentary professional people are the first to take up any fantastic illusion which comes their way, so a passionless, sedentary, reflective age, in which only the press exhibits a vague sort of life, fosters this phantom. The public is, in fact, the real leveling master, rather than the actual leveler. For whenever leveling is only approximately accomplished, it is done by something, but the public is a monstrous nothing. The public is a concept which could not have occurred in antiquity because the people in mass, in corpore, took part in any situation which arose, and were responsible for the actions of the individual, and moreover, the individual was personally present and had to submit at once to applause or disapproval for his decision. I do think there's certain public deliberations that should happen offline or should require in-person presence and confidence in execution, because it's so easy to lie or just be an asshole over the camera, over the phone. I actually think that's kind of a dreadful thing about telephones. I don't think the human mind was psychologically made for phone calls. I think there's a reason we text and email more than direct call, or at least in my anecdotal experience, the generalization I make is people hate phone calls. And there's something about the distance, but the voice. Like, there's still like some nonverbal communication stuff going on there, or like some implicit stuff going in the sound cues of like two people talking. But there's still like a pressure game or a violence game possible through like abstract argument over the phone, but no physical violence. And the way that drives such a wide dissonant curve in us psychologically is like we dread getting phone calls for reasons in it just feels weird as a texture in our brain, I think. Jaw. At a point I got so sick of seeing the word that I questioned if leveling interferes with me comprehending his message. Yeah, same. Also, you gotta keep in mind, like, he was pretty committed to getting this published, and like it wasn't as easy to access print materials, and so, I don't know, I wonder if there's like a redundancy as form thing that we're just annoyed with now that wouldn't have been too bad back then. Only when the sense of association in society is no longer strong enough to give life to concrete realities is the press able to create that abstraction, the public, consisting of unreal individuals who never are and never can be united in an actual situation or organization, and yet are held together as a whole. Yeah, the public totally wanted Kamala Harris to endorse, Liz Cheney. The public wants to see like radical centrism win. The public thinks Barry Weiss is a fine choice for her job. The public is a host, more numerous than all the peoples together, but it is a body which can never be reviewed. It cannot even be represented, because it is an abstraction. Nevertheless, when the age is reflective and passionless and destroys everything concrete, the public becomes everything and is supposed to include everything, and that again shows how the individual is thrown back upon himself. The real moment in time and the real situation being simultaneous with real people, each of whom is something, that is which helps sustain an individual. But the existence of a public produces neither a situation nor a simultaneity. The individual reader of the press is not the public. And even though little by little a number of individuals or even all of them should read it, the simultaneity is lacking. Ever find yourself reading the news and the news assumes there's a norm that you're just not keyed in on, and you're just like, wait, really? People are doing that? Yeah, the distance between the people and yourself. And part of our current contemporary issue of postmodern schizophrenia, again, is feeling alone on that island, as Jameson would say. So there is a consistency in the continuity there. It's just that I don't think Kierkegaard has like a macro framework or like a conception of understanding that isn't that the individual needs to pull themselves up by their bootstraps in a way. And it's weird to me that he says stuff like that, but then he chastises people for jumping in on a fight. Later he chastises people for not jumping in on a thing and instead putting wagers on it. And it's like, but they're like passionately enjoying the thing. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't conflict in my brain as far as like, what are you talking about with that, Kierkegaard? And even if you're trying to be like a lad with it, if you're trying to be a troll, it's, I don't know, it reeks of like a lack of earnesty or sincerity, which would then be at odds with your call for passion and like rebelliousness in an age of just reflection and, timidness. Yeah, the consumer is both vague and specific. That's a good point, Ja. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead as well. I think I've covered more of what I needed to without all the quotes I initially pointed out, but... Oh, no, I do want to talk about Gab, too, because he does have a point about presence and talkativeness, but then also, as said earlier, like, people aren't passionate. It's a will they, won't they, I don't understand. I don't get what makes his goat go. One finds excellent examples of the kind of talkativeness I'm referring to in the novel. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. Just to reiterate what we brought up at the beginning of the show, again, I'm so fixated on Kierkegaard as a person because since this isn't a narrative, since this isn't an aesthetic exercise in prose, this isn't a fiction story, this isn't me being made to feel or consider the state and psychology of the details, it's just him dropping lines at me and he hopes that I'll quote them on my Facebook, you know? Kierkegaard wants other people to go like, yes, Kierkegaard's ideas, good shit. It's not about like yeah. I'm just gonna read this part. One finds excellent examples of the kind of talkativeness I'm referring to in the novel. It consists entirely of trivialities. People's names are always mentioned, and there are people whose trivial way of life is interesting because of their names. People who are talkative certainly chatter away about something, and indeed their one wish is to have an excuse for more gossip. But the subject's non-existent from the ideal point of view. It always consists of some trivial fact, such as that Mr. Marsden is engaged and has given his fiancée a Persian shawl, that Peterson, the poet, is going to write some new poems, or that Marusin, the actor, mispronounced a certain word last night. If we ever could suppose for a moment that there was a law which did not forbid people talking, but simply ordered that everything which was spoken about should be treated as though it had happened 50 years ago, the gossips would be done for. They would be in despair. On the other hand, it would not really interfere with anyone who could really talk. That an actor should have mispronounced a word could only be interesting if there was something interesting in the mispronunciation itself, in which case the 50 years make no difference. But Miss Gusta, for example, would be in despair. She who had been at the theater that very evening, in a box with Alderman Waller's wife, for was it not she who noticed the slip and even noticed the member of the chorus smiling, etc., and etc. It really would be a shame and cruelty to all those silly gossiping people who must all the same be allowed to live. And so the law is only posited. Bro fucking hates fiction. Yeah, dude. Like, he's just like, what are books? Books are nothing but gossip. Like, at this point, I'm like, are you just a misanthrope? Yeah, is this not gossiping? He's complaining about the ways in which people conduct themselves and how there's too many people behaving the wrong way in the present age, and they're all passionless. And it's like, what is gossip if not like the minor passions of the everyday? Like, people want to talk about who they're fucking, people want to talk about who they're chasing, people want to talk about like the hustle they're on, they want to talk about what gets their goat going. As I said, I don't get what gets Kierkegaard's goat going. Yeah, Captain Quasar, he'd be complaining about cancel culture on podcast if he was around today. This is gossiping, Ja. My dude, what are you thinking? This also, just to get to aesthetics, I want to circle back to All Quiet on the Western Front, because there's a detail I keep having in the back of my head. I've been meaning to bring up session after session after session. And since we're talking about aesthetics in the novel versus, like, you know, the essay as form, I really, really wish the scene where they were cooking, and because they're cooking, the smoke in the chimney signals off the French, and the town they're in starts getting shelled, but like, god damn it, they really want that pork, they really want them pancakes, they really want that hot meal. So like, they're cooking food as the town's getting blown up around them, and they're taking the food into the basement to prepare the meal as the town's getting shelled. And then, you know, they have the food and then they're able to get out of there. Like, that is such a moment in the book of fancy, and its absence really made me think about the structure of the novel in comparison to the structure of the two movies. It is such an inverse and a climactic moment of triumph in contrast to the beginning of the book, where they have to fight for scraps because there's 80 men of 150 and they have the barest of army rations. The way structurally there's a call and response going on between those two scenes. You know, All Quiet on the Western Front, as we were talking about through it while playing Conscript, it's not like a heightened 5-act modernist play structure. It's very realist and beat by beat, just haptically this kid telling you punch by punch how much things suck day by day. There's not like a huge artificial structure governing the thing, but there is like this really nuanced fidelity to the call and response I'm highlighting here that I really appreciate. And I don't know, it just seems like such a lavish scene and such a gangbusters thing to commit to moving picture. I was very surprised it wasn't around, but again, I was very disappointed in that 2022 adaptation. Kierkegaard these nuts? More like Kierkegaard my moral outrage, you know? Kierkegaard my disposition towards reflection. Alright, I think I got one more bit here, and then I want to figure out what my pal Leon S. Kennedy is up to, because Søren ain't selling me. This is going to be a bit of a long bit. I might read literally the last, 6 pages of the damn thing. Hopefully, I won't get flagged as making an illegal audiobook. That can happen. What is reasoning? It is the result of doing away with the vital distinction which separates subjectivity and objectivity. As a form of abstract thought, reasoning is not profoundly dialectical enough. As an opinion and a conviction, it lacks full-blooded individuality. But where mere scope is concerned, reasoning has all the apparent advantages, for a thinker can encompass his science. A man can have an opinion upon a particular subject and a conviction as a result of a certain view of life, but one can reason about anything. In our own day, anonymity has acquired a far more pregnant significance than is perhaps realized. It has an almost epigrammic significance. People not only write anonymously, they sign their anonymous works. They even talk anonymously. The very soul of the writer should go into his style, and a man puts his whole personality into the style of his conversation, though limited by the exception which Matthias Claudius noted when he said that if anyone conjured a book in a spirit it should appear, unless there was no spirit in it. Nowadays, one can talk with anyone, and it must be admitted that people's opinions are exceedingly sensible, yet the conversation leaves one with the impression of having talked to an anonymity. The same person will say that the most contradictory things and, with the utmost calm, make a remark, which coming from him is a bitter satire in his own life. The remark itself may be sensible enough, and the kind that sounds well at a meeting, and may serve in a discussion preliminary to coming to a decision, in much the same way that paper is made out of rags. But all these opinions put together do not make one human. Personal opinions, such as you may hear from quite a simple man who talks about very little but really does talk. People's remarks are so objective, so all-inclusive, that it's a matter of complete indifference who expresses them, and where human speech is concerned is that the same acting is on principle. And so our talk becomes, like the public, a pure abstraction. There's no longer anyone who knows how to talk, and instead, objective thought produces an atmosphere, an abstract sound, which makes human speech superfluous, just as machinery makes man superfluous. In Germany, they even have phrase books for such use of lovers, and it will end with lovers sitting together talking anonymously. In fact, there are handbooks for everything, and very soon education, all the world over, will consist in learning a greater or lesser number of comments by heart, and people will excel according to their capacity for signaling out the various facts, like a printer signaling out letters, but completely ignorant of the meaning of anything. This is Fuente Ovejuna all over again. Like, oh, they're going to print so much stuff and no one's going to remember anything. Like, oh my God, modernity's coming and people are just not going to be like they were in the past. Actually, this is the first time I've really thought of Fuente Ovejuna in dialogue with this. I believe Fuente Ovejuna was like a full 100 to 200 years prior to this. Again, I also just think historically, like Kierkegaard, like the French are about to do some heinous shit for revolution. The Italians are about to become a republic. I think there's a failed revolution in Germany. Again, I don't quite remember the history there, but I know it kind of cascades into America, which a civil war is going to be happening soon. John Brown and Bleeding Kansas and all that kind of shit. The present age is about to rapidly go from the mid-century 1840s to the Gilded Age of the 1880s. The age of Napoleon has been... I don't actually want to speak with authority on that aspect of things, but just... It's such a funny example of like, no, dude, things changed. Like, you're just, I don't know, I feel a bit tunnel-minded on it. Again, like, there's observations about the people and the public as a construct by the press and the paralyzing effects of like a meritocracy or the way classical liberalism is about freeing the individual to act, but then that actor has to be like the best at the game of capitalism, and so the market with its rules and such is going to present a meritocracy that demands its actors act by, and that's where you get this mode of people performing for the market and judging each other on who's being the best boy, and the kind of authoritarian impulses that leads to as far as like waiting to act and needing authority to tell you how to act eventually bubbles up a couple decades later when it comes to World War I and II, as we were talking about during our Toy Soldiers of Spring. It's just, I don't know, Kierkegaard, you're making generalizations and you sound very unobservant of history or even current events going on around you. Again, I hope I'm not being too mean, but the man liked to be well hung, not wed, however the rest of the phrase goes. All right, let's get back to Resident Evil. I think we've talked enough about Kierkegaard in any capacity. I want to get back to the video gaming. Yeah, Kierkegaard's disdain for the Mondays got very repetitive for me, but luckily it was a short read. We're not going to read the second essay. I don't think I need to know the difference between an apostle and a fanatic. I think it's pretty self-evident, and based on Kierkegaard's writing style in this first essay, I think he would talk a lot in redundant circles, or not redundant circles, but I get the point, I feel. Yeah, Ja, we're gonna go into again as the short to the tide, so blood calls to blood by Karlo Yeager Rodriguez. It's a piece of weird fiction. I think it was published in 2023. I don't know how easy it is to find a physical copy because it was from a small indie horror press, but I think you can get a PDF copy from Karlo's site. Highly suggest following Karlo on Blue Sky. Karlo's pretty active on the socials. Is currently publishing a novella. I'm on the mailing list for that one. You get chapters bit by bit. It's fun shit. Great writer. Let's get back to Resident Evil.
We care for quite a few long-term patients here, all undergoing experimental therapies developed by Dr. Gideon.
Why, thank you, Dr. Gideon.
Experimental therapies.
Yes. It's all very cutting edge. The facility keeps a low profile due to the sensitive nature of the research.
Oh, I bet it does.
Please, right here.
Spooky. Oh, cool. Dang, Leon's face really is beat up. There's the man.
Code 6, all staff, initiate emergency protocols.
Like, for instance, was that walk and talk section necessary?
We need to leave immediately.
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. Some kind of mass hysteria. The hospital is on lockdown.
Calm down.
I think I want a second opinion.
Cool. All right. Okay. Interesting. I'll let that work on him. Meet up with the axe. Okay. My assumption is that if I leave the chainsaw on the ground, they'll just walk into it and get hurt. But no, they're smart. They're smarter zombies in previous games. They pick it up. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Can I? Okay, I can.
Nice.
Alright, we got handgun ammo. Got dudes knocking. Where are they? Okay. Oh, yep. There's all these crates. Med injector. Ow, 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 ow. Oh shit, dude. Hurting me.
Damn it.
Okay, okay.
That went well.
It's like, how much durability does it have left? Not much, right? How do I drop it? Oh yeah, the lighting on Leon's really getting me, especially that face on the cutscenes. Leon, you could have just opened that, man. The glass is gonna hurt you. Need a tool to break the bolts. All right. Green and green herb. All right. Oh, cool. This is the room I started in. Do I use the chainsaw to cut the bolt? Let's see. I wonder if Grace and Leon ever overlap. Do I ever get to fight the Shadow League? Okay, cool. No, Jai, he kicks things open. What we got going on in here? Oh, oh. The hunt begins. I was just about to ask if I missed any of the annoying collectibles. So is this the first location proper? It appears so. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So Grace is here somewhere. So the Shadow Lady's here somewhere. Cool, cool, cool. I think after the Karlo, Yeager, Rodriguez gang, we're going to jump into Black Flame. The shadow creature just really bumped the Gretchen Felker-Martin up my priority list.
That bastard did it again. How are things on your end?
I just hacked into the center's network.
Good. Can you find me the floor plan?
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Hunnigan.
I'll try to track him down.
If you are Hunnigan.
Will do.
Oh yeah, Leon has a classic case. Entrance hall, nothing there.
Come on, come on, come on!
Oh, hey!
Hey, over here.
Damn.
You okay?
Yeah. Thanks.
Leon Kennedy, DSO.
CSO. I'm Grace. Ashcroft. FBI.
FBI? What are you doing here?
Someone kidnapped me.
Victor Gideon.
I don't know.
Well, we should leave.
Fun, fun, fun.
What does Victor want with you?
What?
Grace.
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason.
Wait, you're DSO. That's the counter bioterrorism agency, right?
Take this.
You sure?
You might need it.
See, this is a cool setup.
Get out of here.
I don't know if the first Grace tutorial was needed. I liked the second Grace bit, getting away from the shadow monster, and it feeds into this very well. I feel like I'm being way too structurally picky about things, though. It's just this is kind of dragging as a start, is just my only issue. The small bits of control I've had, I've enjoyed.
So nice to finally meet you, Leon. Why don't we have a little talk?
Too slow. I see you're exhibiting symptoms too. Umbrella's curse.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I have a gun now. All things will be cool.
I hope.
I still have the one ink ribbon, right? I picked one up as her that I didn't use. Yeah, got herb. Got a requiem. Got one bullet. Oh, that drag is nice. Look at that barrel drag. Okay. Well then, Leon. Yeah, Mask, have you played it to completion? I asked earlier in the chat if people had, and it seemed like no one had. All right, so this is probably
outside.
Okay. Three diamond emblems, eh? We have our classic Resident Evil setup. Let's do some search and some action. And avoid the shadow monster. Locked from the other side, okay. Only watch playthrough on Secret Sleepover Society, alright. Okay, can I read it? Is there a reason to? Do you mean interesting in a good way, Mask? Because like I'm finding it fascinating too, but it's such a clear gender dichotomy thing that I'm like a little cringy about it. I did watch a Maggie Mayfish essay on Not Her Fault Cinema that I was very poorly I was probably the least amount of like the source material I've seen as far as her essays go. I vaguely had one thing spoiled for me here regarding like Spencer being a character present, but like, yeah. Okay, so there's a big old west wing, big old east wing, and then we're here in the central. Got it. I'm be honest, gang, we moved the table out of the way for space. I think I should sit on the futon though, just because this chair is a little all over the place. So save room there. Okay, Mask, fair enough. I'm sure as I play, I'll be very vocal about it. Okay, Leon's rehab ward, got it. Looks like we have to go through here. Increment 10. Okay. Interesting. Also, how much space does she have? 8? Okay. So Leon has his operator case, and she's more traditional. So it's an even more exaggerated version of the first game's Chris-Jill dichotomy, where Chris has fewer spaces, Jill has more. Actually, that's interesting. Now the woman's the weaker one between the two, whereas in the original game, the woman was the easier route. You know, what does that say? There's a limit to how many items you can carry around. Yes, I picked classic mode. I know how this works. Folders marked with recent dates. I keep thinking there's like a second button I hit to further investigate these things, but it seems like it's just a zoom in and back. I assume we'll see if that's a key item or if that's an item we'll use at the shop to do parlor shit. That's what it sounds like it is. Director Victor Gideon, transforming lives through medicine. Chairman Mitchell Bennett, Lord Researcher Anthony Richardson, Security Manager Luke Clark, Dignity of the Moon, Trust the Sun, Serenity of the Stars. We're partners. Hey, it's the symbols from the original game, except no wind. Okay, so these are partners. So definitely worked with the Umbrella Corporation. Well, like he was a T-virus researcher, so yeah. He's familiar with the emblems from the Spencer estate. Fascinating. Get that herb. Medication room, unauthorized personnel not permitted past this point. In case of irregularities, contact the researcher immediately. In emergencies, dash. Gang, I'm noticing right now it's 10:28, but if we're getting into the actual full motion of a Resident Evil like explore and puzzle solve chunk of the game and not yet another expository setup chapter, I might go a little late tonight is what I'm feeling. Considering I just got that herb. Actually, no. I'll keep him solo for now. Actually, we're playing real risky. I kind of just peek what's outside the door. Unless I fucking cuts me off and then I just made a mistake by not saving at all. Let's see. But no, Mass, now that I think about it, I think about how much Jill and Claire and Leon had the same abilities and stuff in Resident Evil 2, the original one, and in the remake. Like, yeah, in a story level, Claire is more maternal with the Sherry thing, and Leon's more, like, horny with the Ada thing, but on a mechanical level, they were equally capable, you know? And on a mechanical level, Jill was more capable than Chris. And I mean, Code Veronica X with Claire, she's just Dom and Steve that whole time.
Is someone there?
Positive.
I'm sorry if I have...
So yeah, this Grace stuff, we'll see. Maybe I'm wanting too much of a strong female character, you know? Maybe I need to accept that, like, people can be weak. They don't need to be action protagonists. That's why we have Leon Kennedy. But also, I don't know, it's a bit gendered. In a shorthand way, not an intentional way. Like, I think you can, like, make this type of female character and do interesting things with it. I just don't trust it to follow through.
Why are you in there?
Given it's a Resident Evil game.
Stay away from that!
Are you alright?
Get away!
No, hold on. No.
I think Mask 2, it's honestly, now that you're pointing it out, it is like, I am thinking, like, her mom did get murdered in front of her. That is damaging and scarring. And then she has to go to the same place. It's just kind of silly how flippant the game is with her boss being like, yeah, I'm putting you on the case to the place where your mom died. You better deal with that. Just so bluntly insensitive, just to kind of force Grace into a situation. They couldn't write that more gracefully. Okay, need a level 3 security lock key. Fascinating. I do think that's so cool that you see the little hole where they crawled out. I do think it's a really good setup to be in a creepy hospital run by like a T-virus Dr. Moreau type. If there was a bit more economy to the start of this game, it'd probably be just... I won't rag on the game too much. I'm ragging too much on the game, folks. All right, now we'll save. All right, I have a West Wing key. I suppose I use it over here. And it just disposes of the key for me. Nice. Okay, gang. I am going to extend the session. We are going to go into the West Wing. We will continue playing, but I'm going to stand up, take a quick stretch and a quick break. I guess I read more Kierkegaard than I realized, but you know what? Let's consider us wrapped on the present age. Again, the Karlo Yeager Rodriguez is next, and then after that, we are going to be doing Black Flame. It will be okay. My Kierkegaarders will be unbundled. Again, the generalization and the kind of like, you know, Eurocentric narrowness of the view did make me throw August Wilson. Again, we're going to be doing the piano lesson at some point, although that's not immediately going to be next. Again, immediately next, Gretchen Felker-Martin's Black Flame after Karlo Yeager Rodriguez's As the Shores to the Tide, So Blood Calls to Blood. If things keep going mask as they're going with how we're feeling about Grace and Leon here, I do think we're going to jump into Shane by Jack Schaefer, the quintessential cowboy legend of American fiction in a lot of ways. Hell of a movie, I do say. Shane set the DNA for Kamen Rider in some ways, I would argue. Maybe we'll watch Shane, although I don't think we're going to do that this Sunday on the Discord. Speaking of, as part of the Summer Scramble, the focus on the Discord, again, is movies I have not seen as well. They're also not going to be as thoroughly tied to the program as past blocks, but we're going to blind watch something. We might watch Riddle of Fire. We might watch She is Conan. We might watch The Quick and the Dead. There's a whole bunch of stuff sitting around on my to-watch list that I have no clue about. Yesterday, I watched All That Jazz with friends, and it was fantastic. So we're going to continue on with this summer of fresh discoveries. All right, I'm going to throw up that cute Barney screen. Y'all stand up, stretch, smoke them if you got them. We are playing Resident Evil. I got that green. Time to take a break and heal. See you soon. All right, we are back to it. Although I do wonder if I just left the stream going just beyond this and just left it on that Barney screen, wonder how that would go as far as like people watching. Would people tune in and just see Barney and just hang there for 20 to 30 minutes? All right. Despite some slow starts, I think we're into Resident Evil 9 proper now. Let's go for it. We're entering the west wing of this hospital. Actually, check the map. All right, security point level 3. Locked. How did you know it was locked from the other side? That kind of frustrates. I may actually, on a side channel at some point, or maybe for Hunt Timber, play Resident Evil Survivor, because we are in first person here, and that is very much started with Resident Evil Gun Survivor for the PlayStation 1. Okay, I need some indent symbol. Looks like the stone and metal object. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. You're still around. I know. I know. Leon shot you in the head, but I'm sure the monster still exists. The Shadow Man is supernatural. You know? Oh, okay. Sir, I'm a cop. You have to do what I say. Hey, buddy. Nope. Oh, I screwed that so bad. All right, do I have to run from this guy? I'm gonna be so frustrated. Is he just chasing me? Oh, yep, there he is. Okay, so I have to sneak around these dudes. Got it. Oh. He's gonna go over there. This is very, very dumb of me. He's gonna see me, isn't he? Oh man. Oh, damn it. Ow. Okay. Well, at least I have my one bullet now, which I know I should save and not use on that guy. It's locked over there. Let's not get spotted by him. So maybe the shadow monster is dead, and I should just really, instead of thinking they're gonna come out at some point, prioritize just sneaking around this guy. Notice how we've been doing a lot of stuff that's like calls back to the texture, the iconography, even the mechanics of doing Resident Evil, and like using keys and doors, solving minor puzzles with backtracking in very narrow, constrained ways, but like, it's such a different cinematic air. Oh shit, does he see me? Yeah, he does see me. Fuck. But like, it's so one-dimensional by comparison being dropped in those earlier games as Swiss cheesy. I guess it's more like Resident Evil 4 in that way. Because I mean, Resident Evil 4, linear. Resident Evil 5, linear. 6, way too linear. This is like 7, and I don't know, 7 also gets you into the mechanic of sneaking around the little mansion way faster than the triple tutorials this threw at me. Alright. Okay. Okay.
No.
I really just feel like they're Surf Dracula-ing the thing, but also maybe I'm just expecting a different type of game when this is done. And also cool. You don't see me. You don't see me. Okay, we're gonna run away from him. We're gonna run away from you. Okay, whoa. Alrighty. I do think this first-person mode of control does make dodging zombies easier. Resident was pretty good about that. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Cool, cool, cool. That kitchen stuff kind of sucks, but once you open up more loops, I think it'll be better. I do like that the dudes move the things as well. Like, that cart doesn't stay in the place you place it. Sometimes it's to your benefit, sometimes it's to your detriment, but the NPCs have control over things like that. That the enemy characters do things like that. There's a cool playfulness to the environments. It's a great progression, actually. Oh my god. He chased me pretty far. Okay. Do I do the typical Resident Evil thing of like running around and kiting zombies while licking corners? Because I only have the one bullet. No, yeah, like, I'm a little frustrated in some ways with it, but I'm also vocalizing ways in which there's certain tweaks it's doing to play with kind of staid muscle memory of the franchise regular stuff, and I like that. Again, the extra drawers that make you waste time while running away from the shadow monster, those are nice. Nice, 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 nice. I really don't want to be too loud about breaking open this crate. I have handgun ammo, but that's not the same as like the Requiem ammo. I suppose I'll find a handgun at some point. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of shit over. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay. Actually. Another antique coin. Run up this way. A large amount of blood. Informative. Okay, awesome. Security point level 1. That was just locked if I remember right. I think that was a security thing. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so I can just run back there. I have the handgun ammo. There's the handgun there on the floor. I should have grabbed it the first time I went through that dining room. Felt like a fucked up version of Eyes Wide Shut when Tom Cruise walks in on the orgy, except I walked in on just bodies being eaten. What am I doing up here, though? Or do I want to run? I probably do want to run down and get the fucking pistol from the dining hall. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't really have any like health items, do I? She doesn't have like a health bar in the same way Leon did, it seems. Run by you. Alright, alright, alright. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. It's just, there's blood everywhere. Okay. Okay. Anything this way I should grab or be grabbing. An empty bottle. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. 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 It looks scary behind me. Cool, 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 cool. I'm glad the projector's working for that purpose. Okay. I have a handgun, I have handgun ammo, I have some knives. This is a step up. I'm not Sherry Birkin, completely helpless. I do like the desperation in the combat. I do think the first-person angle with the classic Resident Evil kind of zombie shambling makes for the right tension for dodging, but if you, as you've seen, I've kited a few in some really fun ways so far. Like, are these two just gonna stay there? Guess so. Okay. Okay, that guy's a rule follower. I don't want to go back that way yet because, yeah, just keep an eye on him. No, go back to the light, pal. Oh, okay. Okay, now I don't have to worry about the stupid kitchen guy. All right, we're getting Swiss cheese with it. We're making holes. We're getting around. That's a security door, right? Yeah. I just went, yeah, I went down on the map. Did I look over here? I haven't gone to the restroom or the dining room. Oh yeah, so around at the kitchen, and there was the dude banging his head there. Let's go back that way. Back by the rule follower, man. I'm gonna run past him. No, dude. I don't have healing stuff.
Shit.
I have like a clear passage to the save room open. Maybe I should go get some herbs and shit. Okay, cool. You can do the quick 180 still. How loud do I have to be to get the attention of the other dude? Okay, yeah, there's that whole wing down there. Alright, I've killed a few zombies, I've opened a few passageways, I've found an extra ink ribbon. Let's get back to safe ground. I'm waiting for some big monster to be out here.
What if I can't get out?
Maybe I don't need the coins.
That's better.
That's right, I'm using all of them. Thank you, Conscript in Resident Evil, for having move in the same place. I will use an ink ribbon for now. All right, let's continue our investigation. Yeah, see, I've cleared these pathways. Are you gonna Crimson Head on me, you motherfucker? I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, I have... Oh, I hear some awful stuff going on. I also need to remember I have the knife. And I have another knife. Excellent. We love our knives. I need a lockpick though. Damn, alright. Noted on the map, of course. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Oh, and I haven't even gone upstairs. Yep. So many corners to lick now that we're in the full swing of things. Oh, man. Let her clean, you know?
Wait a minute!
Cool, okay. I do like that you can knife like in classic RE, although that was a huge waste of health. But you know what? I'm living large. just like Duke Nukem 3D. Okay. Can I drain it? Does not appear to be the point. Okay. I guess just the herb is really what was in here. Guess I should be hiding in stalls or being quieter around zombies. Y'all keep having your fun. Right, I came this way, fought the dude up there, saw this down here. It's one of those hold doors. I need like a hex crank or a wrench. Probably a wrench. Wanted to say more about books, but I've been arrested by the majesty of this location, and also Kierkegaard, I think I'm done hanging you. There's only so much well-hungness I can give out. Yes. I'm more interested in getting that herb. Hell yeah. You know it, 3-2. Mix that herb. Door's warped and won't open. This is on the 3rd floor, yes? Yes. I hear some creepy noises. Nice. Bucket of blood. So, do zombies come around and feed on these things? Are they like bug detectors or something like that? They keep the hungry at bay? Okay. One way to through, one way out. Cool. Oh. Man. man. Interesting. That's all the staff. Yes, yes. My power grows. Oh yeah, my health. Okay, cool. I have to get the hell out of here, but the whole building's locked down. I'll ask the chairman to get his quartz for me. I just heard her scream. My colleagues are killing each other. What the fuck is going on? September 18th, I hope it doesn't happen. September 19th, my god, it fucking happened. Alright. So the chairman's office probably has what I need there. And it looks like, okay, let's see about going out to that central hall. So see if we can loop back around. There's some herb there I must have missed. I need to go back into that bar and lounge and explore. Can I put markers? No. This is not Elden Ring. Conscript let you do that. That was nice, but this is not Conscript. Chairman's office is open, eh? I'll be back. I'm running low on inventory space as well. It might be to my advantage to... Oh shit. No, it won't. Oh, this can get very nasty if I'm not careful. Dodge her, knife her, push her back. I'm out. Damn, I'm out.
I missed.
Okay, this lady's gonna be in my way on this backtracking passage.
Jesus.
I should really save that bullet, shouldn't I? Oh well. She's out of the way, boss. And I made enough noise. If there was anything in that room, it would have come out. I think we're okay. And there's an herb over here, if I saw correctly on my map. Yep. Okay. I guess if I went into sound effects and I turned the voice acting down, I would stop hearing the Grace whimpering so much, but... Wasted my Requiem bullet, oh well. We're gonna have to investigate that chairman's office and the actual bar. Oh yeah, you're right, this was locked from the other way, so I can't really go back that way. But the bar and lounge definitely deserve another glance. There's definitely a key item in the chairman's office. Okay. Oh no. I'm like headshotting you, dude. What the shit? Oh, damn it, man. Indents from writing, damn it. A trinket box. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, at least I know where to use that. Esoteric puzzles, no. Copy of an email to a manager, personnel change, Mitchell Bennett. The new hire showed promise at the dinner meeting last month. Have his clearance bumped up a level and get him set up to work on the projects and the current research we're processing while you're at it.
What is this?
A well-used pencil. Blood everywhere. Ah. You fucking guy. I don't have anything to really do to you except miss my bullets, obviously. Damn it. Okay. Good thing I can stop time and read. I suspect we'll receive it from DSO shortly. I want you to add code 6 to 2330 to achieve my goal and no longer have a need for this place. Just crumpled up evil deeds. Okay. Oh, man. Blood everywhere. Okay, cool. And... okay. Finally. Any of those annoying action figures around? I haven't seen any yet, but I haven't been looking. Okay. It's just like the Big Lebowski. Moon, sun, star, moon. Moon, sun, star, moon. Moon, sun, star, moon. Moon. Sun. Star. Moon. Oh, did I get that wrong? Okay, moon, sun. Right, this is star. Star, moon. There we go. Got the moon quartz. Okay. I still need to explore that bar room, but I want to unload some key items I got here. If I left that zombie alive, would time have frozen while I do the pencil thing? I wonder. First off, go back this way. And right here.
Weird. How do people normally get in here?
There's zombies in here? Oh, there's that guy. There's that guy. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Cool, cool, cool.
Oh, sorry about this.
Ooh, is he in here with me? That's cool. I'm in fine medical condition. I should have gone and used the moon quartz because I can't pick shit up here now. Where do I use these coins? Any bullets? Any bullets around? Oh. I'm doing it. I need to find hip pouches is what I need to do. No little raccoon guy around. I guess I could check my map. It seems like there's an ink ribbon tin over there that I should grab. And then maybe I can run for it. And then I can go over to the other wing. Yeah, I'll use one of the indents and then run to the guard office. All right.
Perfect fit. Yes, I need two more.
Well, at least they reward you for using the ammo. I think it's good, too, that I've been running around with like 4 bullets. It adds to the tension. I feel like I've been wasteful with my Requiem bullet. Okay. Okay. Still need to figure out what I'm doing with them coins. I'm gonna store the Requiem for now since I don't have my one neat trick bullet. All right, camera battery's still good. I might do one more battery swap. I might stop. We'll do a little more East Wing searching before I stop. Although the temptation to play Resident Evil late in the night is strong. I love that they talk.
The right one has lost all common sense. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, that's fucked up.
The front teeth go deep in the heart, perhaps.
Cool. Yeah, what's with these amounts of blood? Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. A blood collector. Analysis device that collects blood which can be altered to craft other items. Oh, the blood buckets. I wonder then, can I get some sort of, do I collect blood and then use it to craft other items? Interesting. Late in the night, it's barely afternoon. That's right, Anarcho Taco. Time is a construct and location does affect it. No, time means nothing. Okay. Collect Gare-inflected blood. Craft useful items. The laser microscope, where is that? Handgun ammo and hemolytic injectors. Okay. Time is a measurement of change, yes. Wait, what am I doing here? Okay. Handgun ammo and a hemolytic injector. Not sure I fully comprehend, but oh, I can go get blood from that bucket in the other room, I suppose. Seems like I might need to. Oh. Okay. So then scrap. Okay. Crafting. Okay. I wish they spent time with that as much as they did with narrative setup. Is that too much to ask? Am I being greedy? I have a means of crafting bullets now, though, which is very fun in classic RE. I'm gonna run this way. Yeah, I want to collect blood. Get off the dog. Oh my god. I'm just trying to collect blood. Thank you. Is that worth it? Not that guy. Oh my, okay. Ooh, I'm gonna eat it. All right, camera died for a moment, but we are back. Sorry about that, chat, but we now return with a little more Resident Evil 9. I did just stagger save, but let's keep going. Maybe for a little bit longer. Let's see what a death is like once we hit it. But first I'm gonna go this way because I'm gonna harvest blood buckets. No, I don't. Cool. Oh, should I? Okay, yeah.
Effective.
Good. That was awesome. Oh no. Oh boy. There's probably some shit there. That'd be cool. Oh boy. Nobody sees me, right? Interesting, Captain Quasar. I like Code Veronica. It is a little rough. It is pretty difficult also. Alright, let's... Alright, finally, we closed the loop. What did I miss in there, though? There's infected blood in the waiting room. There's probably more stuff I missed in the waiting room. Yeah, I think Code Veronica is a few steps short of being like a full-on action game like Resident Evil 4. But for its time, it was leaning in that way, especially with the way you had the dual-wielded like SMGs and other like big action weapons. And also the variety of enemy types, especially in the back half of the game when Wesker has the little drones that go around, and if you get caught by them, they summon like poison hunters. Resident Evil 3, I really liked the Resident Evil 3 remake. I know it's not a one-to-one translation of the original Resident Evil 3, which is free on the PSN, by the way. I might play that on the side at some point this summer. But Resident Evil 3 really is, like, the original Resident Evil 3 really is, like, a proto-action thing as well. Resident Evil 4 wasn't just born in void. There's, like, a lot of gradation and, like, features of the franchise Resident Evil 4 was in step with. To all staff, we'll be updating the following safes in the facility. East wing, first floor waiting room. West wing, second floor bar and lounge. Yep, I already saw that. East wing, first floor, blurred and illegible. I already found it though. Okay, so in the west wing, it's in the bar and lounge. There's two on the east wing. Rank say we'll replace at a later date. Okay, I thought this was gonna actually give me the codes, but oh shit. Oh boy. Okay, blood bucket. Okay, so one safe's already open. I know where the other east one is, and then the west one's in the bar. But I don't know their codes. Is there a special combo I should know for them? I do need to go back and investigate that bar. I need to stop doing that when I want to check my map. So I know there's the safe there, and there's the safe in the bar, but I don't have their codes. Oh, I didn't know there's a door over there as well. But I still gotta go up them stairs. I've also worked myself into a classic Resident Evil loop of I don't have any ink ribbon, and I've made what feels like some progress. And so now I have to play until I get to like a save spot. But I also can't just like save first ink ribbon I gotta make sure I use it strategically. Anything else I'm missing? No, okay. That's a security door, can't be doing much with that. All right, I'm gonna have to power forward. I'm just gonna have to power forward through these door people. Bye. Oh, no. Ouch, get off me, please. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh, don't. Fuck. I died. Okay. Where do I continue from? I already used my injector, but what's my state? I have an injector, 70 blood for everything. No herb, no regimen, no requiem. I wish I could just restart this chapter from a chapter select sometimes, but also, oh well, you lose some, you win some. So I know if I go upstairs, it triggers that baby thing. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing and then I'm gonna probably call it a night, but I wanna put these 4 bullets to good use. Doctor. Patient. I will leave that corpse shambling. I don't need to worry about it. I can run through this way. Sir, do your thing. Yeah, I know, I understand. All right. Okay, that's where all the infected blood is. Let's go get it. We don't have to talk to the big dude. He can hang out on that side of the hallway. Where's the blood buckets? Oh yeah, there's a whole tub of it right here. Can I craft anything with that? Not yet, but I got a full blood bucket. Man, they're so generous with blood. Alright. I really do just have to go upstairs and face the baby. You know, we're gambling anyways. Let's go to the bar. I don't know what the password's supposed to be for the bar. I wonder if I can use the injector at the bar and kill someone without wasting ammo. I'd waste the injector though. See, despite the slog of the start, we're now in classic Resident Evil, and I love it, and holy shit. Please go back to the bar, ma'am. Oh god, that's terrifying. Maybe I can get her going back towards the bar and just inject her. Gnarly. Haha, gnarly. Yeah, those boys can do their thing. She dropped a coin. Ow, okay. All right. I just know there's safe replacements. I don't know about the actual safes themselves. Damn it. Don't know if it was worth coming to the bar. That's life. All right. War warped and won't open. Already got blood. Chairman got his quartz. Already did all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, I really didn't do anything productive since respawning then, except unlock that one door in the circle round. I guess I got a second gun from the bar. They give you that. Is that there just in case you missed the first gun like I did? Alright, let's go face the big baby again, I guess. There we go. Get them chasing me. Come on. Stumble on down after me. Lead the party away, so to say. Yep. Big, loud, bloody mess. Chase me all the way. All right, now wait a moment. I'm going to zip right past them in disarray. Let's see if we can do this. We've drawn the correct cognitive map. It's allowed us to navigate the territory. Except, no, these dudes haven't moved at all, have they? Man. Come on. They do respond to the stimuli. That is nice. Alright. But how do I really, like, get past them? There we go. Okay. I misplaced the key for the puzzle box padlock. Oh no, now the air executives must find out. I'm so embarrassed. I need you to locate discreetly before next week's meeting. If you can't find it, get a bottle of the corrosive from the conference room and melt the lock off. There's corrosive in the conference room. Got it. Oh, there's also herb. There's bait waiting over there as well. A puzzle box is in the background. He's showing off his cool gym. I can zoom in. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. So the one with... So it ends with moon, sun. Also, just like, look at this dude's face. Why would you take this photo, man? All right, noted. Oh. It looks like it's moon, sun, star, moon. Okay, those stay in file though, so that's good. At least I'm assuming so, because it said I obtained a file. Okay, this is the one that ends in the sun. Which of these two is the one that ends in the sun? You are. And so it ends with moon sun. Something something moon sun. Ah, and it's locked. I need the corrosive for it, as said in the note, of course, obviously, duh. Artificial organ transplantation experimentation team. The Organ Boys, as they were called. Oh, okay. Okay, it's all there. I just need to actually get the corrosive. Yes. Nothing yet in there. So I need to get the corrosive. Oh, more ingredient, eh? It's a typewriter. Finally, a lockpick. Right at the East Wing lobby. Rehab ward, waiting room, parlor, kitchen, restroom, feeding room, dining room, cold storage, custodian's office. Okay, barn lounge. We're outside the barn lounge. There is another simple lock. Okay. I'm just gonna have to run back. Do I dare try to fuck with that baby? Okay, I don't have the ammo to be fucking with you people. Nope, yep. I'm not of the temperament or condition, sir. No, sir. I'm just a simple lockpick. Searching for locks to pick. I need to find the corrosive, it seems. Are the lockpicks a one and done deal is my question. And is this dude gonna get back the fuck up? Please no. It looks like they're a one and done deal, isn't it? Oh, okay, blood in a tin. Okay, but I still need to grab the key card out of the baby's arm. I guess I'll try for it. I'll try for it and I'll die for it. Not even gonna look at the baby. Don't kill me, please. Damn. Alright, gang. I think we're gonna call it a night here. Tune in Monday. We will continue on with our adventures of Resident Evil 9 now that we're in the proper rhythm of things. Actually, if Jacob's back, we might do a special idea I have in mind once Jacob returns to kind of change up the pace of programming. Either way, Sunday we're going to watch something special. See you there, 7 p.m. CST on the Discord if you are a member of our Discord. Otherwise, see you Monday. Have a good night, y'all. Remember, we're reading the Karlo Yeager Rodriguez next, so we'll be talking when we return to about as the shore to the tide, so blood calls to blood. Good night, y'all. Have a good one, Techno Hotties and Thotties. Forehead kisses.